Hello. Hello, everyone. How are you?
Hello. Pretty good.
Hey.
Welcome to the stream, everyone. We are streaming on YouTube, Twitch, and Periscope today. And we have three faces instead of the usual two. So hello, everyone. My name is Joyce. I'm in developer relations at Postman. I'm based here in San Francisco. It's really sunny today. Do you want to go ahead and introduce yourself, Kyle?
Yep. I'm Kyle. I'm Postman product support. I'm based out here in Oakland.
How you doing? It's Marcel Ribas here in Austin, Texas. I work for Dropbox.
So we're in at least two different time zones. You guys have really interesting backgrounds. I'm in my kitchen. Kyle has, is that a real cat? Is it moving? Yeah. You have a cat. And Marcel, it looks like you are maybe a musician.
Yeah, I try to. Yeah, and today I'm paying a little bit of tribute to Eddie Van Halen. It's a shame, but he made me happy. So, heads up.
Oh, well, I didn't hear the news, but now I've heard the news. That's a real shame.
Yeah.
And Marcel, I feel like I've been on several video calls with you, and did you clean your office?
Ooh, if this is the clean, I don't want to look at the messy one. Actually, I got a book right here. Maybe that explains. It's called Messy: Power Disorder to Transform Our Lives. So it really resonates. So that's me. That's my life. Music, technology, literature.
Yeah,
all
you
that
read.
into one. Yeah.
Bragging about the reading. Me, I'm sitting here in the kitchen because I eat. So I actually am excited about what we're doing today, mostly because I heard a couple words and I don't know at all what we're doing today. I heard serverless, I heard HelloSign, I heard Dropbox. Kyle, you were bragging once about like your favorite endpoint.
Yeah, I don't even think we were using it this time, but the best thing about Dropbox API is the save URL method. So you can send like a link to any PDF and Dropbox will like download it. It's pretty awesome.
It's like a cloud hosted link that I could hit and
you can send through an API request just any link, like say it's a PDF link. I think it even works like if I send an HTML, download the HTML document.
Mm-hmm.
So just any URL you can think of, it will download for you. So if you're like trying to build serverless apps, you don't have to really worry about like, hey, I need a space for this. Or I have this file I need to put somewhere. You just use a save URL as an intermediary.
I've definitely heard you call that your favorite endpoint, which is weird to have a favorite endpoint. But you said we're not doing that today. What are we doing?
So today we're making a compliance bot. So I like to think in big picture. So let's say you work at a company or like you're a lawyer and you need all your clients to sign something and you don't want to constantly have to remind them. So what we're going to do is we're going to use Postman monitors to look into a shared Dropbox folder, and it's going to collect all those all the files, and it's going to collect all the people who need to sign, who are those folder members, and send them a HelloSign signature email. So kind of get rid of the whole, like, I have to keep up with these people. So I call it a compliance bot, thinking like HR. So
compliance bot is like the most boring title I could possibly imagine.
I'm open to titles, title changes.
But it actually sounds pretty fun. And I don't think we've ever done a live stream about the Postman monitor. So that's at least kind of fun to dig into.
Mm-hmm.
Wait, but Marcel, how is Dropbox related to HelloSign?
Yeah, though this is it's a very interesting thing. So probably everyone's familiar with Dropbox, right? It's been around for a while, and recently, well, maybe a year and a half ago, we acquired a company called HelloSign, which is specialized in electronic signatures. The thing with acquisitions is that you grab all like a different culture, right? A different way of writing software, different way of publishing your APIs, and you now try to integrate these things. And while we were doing this, we realized there are several workflows, like things that we do and people do in a in their daily lives that require these two to talk to each other. Like you usually get your most important documents in Dropbox and you need to send them out for signatures. And so we started to explore how these two solutions work together, and they have different APIs. So the HelloSign API was built using different technologies, different concepts, and different paradigms, and then the Dropbox one. And that's the cool thing we're going to do with Postman. We're going to make them work together, and we're going to explore like how each of these APIs work, and hopefully get people started if they want to build something similar.
So you guys, Postman hasn't, I don't think we've done an acquisition, at least not like a whole company or something like that. But you guys basically work for the same company now. But since you grew up with different code bases, you need to talk to each other through each other's own public API? Yeah,
pretty much. Yeah, of course there will be more intimate integrations down the road. But the the lower hanging fruit is to use the public APIs and then move to the private stuff later.
Okay, and we have a couple folks joining us from. Oh no, somebody else subscribed to us. I thought we turned that off. AJ, I'm not sure I'm reading this correctly, but thank you for subscribing to the show. And John's work alias, thanks for taking time off work to peek into the show. So Marcel, Kyle, who's sharing their desktop? Who's going to do the actual work today while I just backseat drive?
That should be me.
Okay. Are we ready to dive in?
Yeah, sure.
Yes, we are. Yeah.
Okay. Let's go ahead and share Kyle's screen.
Sweet. So I think the first thing we really need to do is create a Dropbox app so we can kind of make this integration. You can just kind of find.
Yeah.
You want to talk?
Yeah. Let me walk people through that. So the way what we're gonna do is actually get credentials, get access to your Dropbox account, right? It can be either like an individual Dropbox account or a team account. But the process is the same. You go to this console that Kyle's going to show, and then you create an app. When you create an app, you actually register. It's the same thing. We say sometimes create an app, register an app, but basically you're telling Dropbox that what this app is going to be able to do and what kind of access it needs. And then we're going to use those credentials in Postman.
Kyle, are you logged in with your like a team account?
Yes.
Okay.
I'm actually on the Dropbox demo team.
Yeah. So this is a team called Beat Groove that I created just for this.
Okay.
So,
I'm going to go ahead and launch creating app. Whoops. I always do that. Whoops. And so we need to choose an API. So right now it's just scope access. And this one I always kind of get confused about, but I need to look like my user essentially. So I'm pretty sure
right.
we need
So that's another thing like you might want to call attention to, that there's it's a very new feature that we just launched called scoped access, right? It used to be when you created a Dropbox app, you used to have like full access to your Dropbox content. Now we following the best practices of the industry, like we are now like scoping it, like so you decide what your app is going to be able to do with each component. Is it going to be able to share? Is it going to be able to read? Is it going to be able to write? All these things, right? So and with that, we also launched the what they call the short-lived tokens. So the tokens, when you create it, and he's going to do that, grab the token, it would function indefinitely. Now it has a short life, and then you need to restate the access if you need it, right? So that's basically it. So you were asking like app folder or full Dropbox. It really depends if your app is just gonna write to this one folder that you're gonna like your working folder, or if you want to traverse the whole Dropbox repository of the user or the team. So it's how you choose the access there.
And with an app folder, you need to share access to that app so other people can look into that app folder, right? Whereas full Dropbox, you have to share access to the folder. Does that make sense?
Yeah. So if you know your app is just gonna need a like a single working directory, you use that folder. But if your app is gonna write to other people's folders and team spaces, then you need full Dropbox.
Awesome. So did we pick a better name?
Yeah. So yeah, choose a name. What we're gonna build, like compliance bot that Joyce doesn't like it.
It's okay. Let the working name can be compliance bot.
Okay.
Okay.
Let's see if yeah, exactly. So there's a thing that's kind of like a limitation that this name has to be unique across the universe of Dropbox apps. So usually, like I put my initials there to make it unique. The reason being is that we can actually locate your app if you have trouble with that. Like if you open a support ticket, we can look up by the app name.
Someone already stole my idea then.
Yeah, someone used that already. So compliance bot is not as boring as it is.
So now that we're here, we need to access some permissions.
Right.
Off the top of my head, we're probably going to need the metadata so I can get some IDs. I think we're going to need the sharing so I can get collaborators. Oh, also read the contents of a folder. And we're going to need to create some share links. Let's see. Is there anything else you can think we might need, or should that be it?
No,
Is
I
it
think
too
that's
late
it.
to rename it? Hannah Neal is suggesting. That's a big word.
Acquiescence bot.
That's a big word. I don't know what that means.
You guys are going to learn that. My
Acquiescence.
Or
spelling's great.
docile bot.
Docile.
Nice.
All right, let me see. So now my permissions have changed.
Uh-huh.
And lucky for me, I don't think we can change the name. Yep.
No, yeah. Once
Okay.
you create it, it is it. Yeah.
Okay, so now I think the next thing I want to grab real quick is a access token, and we kind of want no expiration on this one. And I think we want that.
Yeah, if this were like a production app, you probably want the short-lived one, and then you refresh the token when you need it, because you don't want your token to be just indefinitely. But since this is just a laboratory, like a lab exercise we're doing here, so it's not a problem.
Yeah, so this is pretty much everything I think we need for from Dropbox's end. And I'm going to jump over to HelloSign. Do you want to say anything about this, Marcel, or should I just jump?
Yeah, so HelloSign like I said, is a completely different product, right? We do share the same ID access management, so you can log on to both using the same ID, so there's single sign-on there. But it's a different interface, it's a different product, so it has its own way of creating an app or requesting a token. So that's what we're going to do now.
So go to integrations and hit API. So this one's a lot simpler, so I think it's just reveal key. Nice. Okay. So that being said, I think it's finally time to jump over to Postman. We create our HelloSign compliance bots.
Are you using the Mac app?
Yes, I am.
Haven't made the switch over to web?
No, I haven't. Not fully.
It's fair.
Do you want me to, or should I just stay in this?
Stick with what you know.
Yeah, so for those who are watching the Postman live streams for the first time, they have just released the web version of Postman. Postman has been through this, the whole life cycle. Started as a Chrome plugin, then became a full-fledged app, OS specific, and now it's coming back to an agnostic web app.
Marcel, have you tried Postman on the web yet?
I have, yes. Yeah, I haven't had any situations where I couldn't use it.
Kyle, it's up to you. You're the one sharing your desktop.
There's one thing if you're like doing I have to install an agent to capture those for the what's it called, the course, yeah. But that's about it.
What?
Oh, build.
Yeah, this should take.
This happens with live transmissions. Like you never know.
You can go to the website and click over. Oh my gosh, we don't even know the link to.
Yeah.
Oh, you're not signed in.
I think it's called.
Wait, don't reveal any secrets because I don't have any way to hide it.
Okay, then I'm going to jump right back in here.
Okay. It was a good thought, Marcel.
So, I mean, I think I created like a collection now. I think the next thing is create an environment so I can actually store.
Yeah.
Oops.
Also, also this very interesting thing that you can store your credentials or any other values in several Postman scopes, right? And one of them is the environment, which is user or team specific, that you can store the credentials. I usually have, for example, I have several test Dropbox teams that I play with the APIs. So I have a few environments in my Postman environment, in my Postman workspace, where I can put, this team, this is a small team, big team, whatever you want to name them. And then they have different credentials, so I can try my APIs in different environments.
Yeah.
So created the environment, selected it. And I think the next thing is trying to find our first request. So let's hop over to the Dropbox. Docs.
And yeah, so that's another thing we've been working on with Postman. We have a collection published in the Postman API network. So if you go to your Postman and
oh yeah,
maybe you want to do that and show our collection and show HelloSign's collection as well. There is another one. If you search for Dropbox, you will find one collection there. But this is a team admin workflow specific. It won't have the endpoints that we're going to use today. But this is I want to plug this collection for whoever has a Dropbox team and needs to manage it using scripts. You might want to look into that collection that we published. There's several workflows there to let you do bulk processing, like bulk add, bulk suspend members, bulk add email addresses, and do all these things that if you were to use the user interface of the admin, it would take a while for you to do.
Yeah, I'm writing a blog post right now, and I thought I'm highlighting this because I haven't seen too many collections that are essentially scripting things through the Postman interface.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, so exactly what we're going to show today is the whole JavaScript scripting engine that is inside Postman in the tests tab, and we leveraged it to be able to chain requests. Right, you call an endpoint, get the response of that, store in a variable, then use the response from one call to issue another call and to issue a third call, how many you want, to accomplish a task.
Yeah. Otherwise, if you're running a monitor, and we haven't talked about monitors before.
Yeah, we're going to get there. Yeah, exactly.
But you need to schedule it. And so what's going to run? You have to automate all the logic.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, so that's what we did with this collection. And we're going to publish what we call an API reference to Postman, which is basically all the endpoints. And
Nice.
And we can actually do a preview of that, Kyle. Let's do that. Let me do this in the background. You will show up in your workspace. Hold on.
Is HelloSign also in the in that area where the new?
Yeah, can you search for HelloSign in the API network, Kyle?
Oh, there they are.
Got it.
Yeah, do that. And
that one looks like API reference, though, right?
Yeah, it is. There's a complete collection of all the HelloSign APIs. Let me do this. So,
are you sharing something secret, Marcel?
I'm actually going to add. See that just popped up, the Dropbox API on the top.
Let's see. Yes, it did.
Yeah, so that's the one I just added here because it's not public yet. I just did and shared with this workspace that Kyle is working. It is a collection that we're soon going to publish as in the Postman API network, and it has all the endpoints we're going to use today.
Sneak peek.
Yep.
Yeah.
So let's see. So I think the first thing we want to do in this bot is collect the folder ID that we want, all the signed documents that need to be a part of it. So if we go to Files, Dropbox here, I'm going to create a new folder.
Right there, no folder.
Yeah. And let's do specific people. Oh my God, what did I call this one? Compliance. Yeah. And I'm going to share it. Marcel, is that what your email looks like?
Yes.
Yeah, let's see that. Joyce, you
Yeah.
want to have some fun with us too? Is that what your email looks like?
Don't reveal my email.
Oh, what?
It's fine. It's fine.
Yeah.
No, it's fine. It's fine.
Scared me. Sorry for any weird emails you get. And then I'm going to share this. So now we have a folder with, say, I need you to sign something, and you guys have it. Marcel, could you drop a random PDF in here? So I'm like,
Sure.
That'd be great. Okay, awesome. So now we have, go back out of B Groove, we have this compliance shared folder. And we want the folder ID of this. So I think I can just show something cool what you can do with Postman is importing curl requests. So currently the Dropbox API docs here kind of have that. And if I want to get a folder ID, I'm going to need to go to, where is it? I think it's list folder. Yeah. Cool thing is I can also get an access token from you guys' docs.
Hi, Jerry8. Pikachu, surprise.
So here I have copied the curl command that Dropbox provides, and I want to use this now. So what I can do is go to raw text and import, copy and paste that, hit continue. It has a name, it tells me the format, and I'm saying I want to import it as a request. Click import, boom. That curl request got translated to a Postman collection here. So now I can go ahead. Ooh, no. I can go ahead, take the name. Like I said, my spelling's bad, so I'm not going to take any chances. Put compliance in here. I don't think I need any of that. And for my token, I already have my Dropbox. Let me grab that from my environment. Boom. And I hit send. Oh no. Look, could it not decode? Oh.
Titan says that they didn't know that trick, the curl import. That is pretty sweet.
Yeah.
It's amazing if, I know a lot of companies still probably document their APIs with just curl commands, maybe even in their, private developer docs. So if you're trying to make a Postman collection, you can just put a bunch of, you can copy and paste all your curl requests, put them in there, and automatically make your collection. So it's pretty sweet.
But it's one, I'm not a curl expert, but is it, they're asking, John's work alias wants to show it again. It's not an entire collection, is it? Or is it request by request?
Yeah, so, you can actually put multiple in there. I haven't done that in a while, so let's see if it still works as I remember.
Today, folks, we're learning about curl.
Yeah, or how to get around it.
Yeah. So what Kyle is showing there is our a complete collection of endpoints, and they are actually, for those who are interested. So we use a language to develop our API called Stone. So it was a project created by Dropbox, but it's open source. You can
because
find it
it's
on
written
GitHub.
in stone.
Yeah, that was the pun intended. So write your APIs in Stone. That's their tagline. And so it's written in Stone. So Stone is both a declarative language to you to specify your API, and it also has generators that it spits out the documentation, the SDKs, and all these examples, the curl commands and all that. Oh, thank you.
Bear Eating Bees dropped a link to Stone.
Yes.
So
the page that he was browsing, finding those curl commands is actually generated by Stone.
So I can't remember the exact way, but pretty sure you used to be able to drop in multiple curl, but yeah, it looks like for now you can only do
Like one at a
We don't know the
time.
curl syntax, yeah.
Yeah, so should populate this table more, but yeah, this is just simply copy and paste.
Mm.
That's it though. Cool. So here I need to see
Can you run that again? Because I actually renamed that file.
which one?
This one that you just ran, the request that's on the screen. Yeah, okay.
Takes that. So here I put in the folder we want, and now it gives me entries. And what we need is this ID. And I think, and maybe no, I don't think so. So we want this ID. So now I can go into test, and let's grab that response.
So that's a cool JavaScript tests engine that Postman has, and it says tests, but you can, of course, you can use to test the results of your calls, but it also allows you to run any sort of logic, like if you want to run after each request, and that includes chaining another request right after, or doing loops, whatever you want to do.
I'm marveling at that type ahead.
Yeah, it's awesome, right?
Oh, we're starting to write some JavaScript.
So I'm just popping off the first one because we only have one folder that I want to grab.
So this is awesome. Like it automatically gets the JSON results and populates a map, and then you can just pop and push however you want.
Mm-hmm. So now I have this ID, and we can do a console log to check the ID. And then another thing is you can actually populate your environment through script with things like set, let's say, folder ID, and then put ID here. So I'm going to run this. So another thing to show is when you're kind of messing with test and you're messing with just JavaScript, you have a little console here. This console actually populates with every request. Oh, I kind of cleared that too fast. But it will also show all your console logs and kind of some more output that you want. So here, I'm going to run this, and I expect to see the ID here. And I would expect to see in my environment a new, because we don't actually have something that says folder ID, but it will populate with a folder ID. So we can go, boom, I got the ID right here. And now if I look here, hey, I have a new environment.
You are dynamically writing an environment variable then.
Yep, and yeah, exactly.
Great.
And so now I have some type of storage. So that's the great thing about environments and tests. And this is how we're going to chain and create workflows, is by storing what we can in environments. And everything that's stored in an environment is usually a string. I've seen some pretty crazy stuff where people actually, I think we call it side loading, like JavaScript libraries, where they'll just put an entire JavaScript library in the environment, load it, and then use an ugly eval statement, but then actually have that library. So there's tons of cool stuff.
Yeah, because there are a few core JavaScript libraries that are can be imported, right? But not all, right? And okay. So they do. So they get some other JavaScript library that's not supported and added there.
Yep.
Side loading. Okay. Wow. Okay.
So now I'm going to save this to our compliance bot. Just name it get folder ID. Save it. Now it's here. And then now I think the next step is, I guess, high level. What we're going to want to show today is get a folder ID, grab all the files, and then we're going to want to loop on each file and send a signature request. So we're going to kind of get a little bit recursive here with Postman collections and how to workflow through all this.
Wait, is the serverless component just running it on Postman?
Yeah, just
Okay.
monitor and using Dropbox as the storage.
Okay.
So no server needed, just Postman and Dropbox and HelloSign. So now that we have the folder ID, now we want to list all these files. So we go to Files, and I think we want to list files. Where is it? Am I looking in the right spot, Marcel?
list
Yes.
folder?
Yeah. Go to which you're in files and list folder. Yeah. What do you want to do?
We want to list the contents of this folder.
Yeah. Files list list folder. Yeah.
All right. Well, wait a second. Did you drop a file in the?
I did. That's the one that's showing up there. Yeah, right there.
Ah, so maybe we don't need to do that separately. Oh, okay. Okay.
Yeah.
Then I was wrong. Maybe we don't need to list the folder ID. Maybe what we need to do is actually grab all these files.
Yeah. So the way this particular endpoint works is that if you, for example, you have like a big folder full of files, it will paginate. So you will receive if you scroll down the entries, you'll see has more equals true. Like if that was the case. Because this only had one file, it said has more false. So you don't need to keep paginating. If you do have a has more equals true, then you're going to have to issue the other a call to the other endpoint list folder / continue until you get has more equals false.
Okay then. Well, might have to leap on that later, but for now, let's just add this one or a couple page one of docs. So now what I'm going to see here is if I'm just getting a list of file paths. Okay.
Hi, Turk. Thanks for joining us.
Yeah.
I think this is the first API that we're making in our monitor collection. We're just retrieving the files in a folder using the Dropbox API, correct? The single file at this point.
Yeah.
So you can see I have an array. So I'm going to save this array of file paths to here. And let me actually get rid of this folder ID because we did not need it. And then dynamically it should add file paths. Boom. And boom. Okay. So let's go to the next thing. And now we have a list of files to assign. We need to, so in Dropbox, you can have shared links. So we either need to check if there's a shared link, then collect those shared links. Because those shared links is what we will send to the HelloSign API, which then we can see later is where people can sign. Or we need to create a shared link.
What's a shared link?
Maybe Marcel knows how to explain it.
So in our nomenclature, so a shared link is a public accessible link to a file, right? So it has some settings you can use to like add a password or add an expiration date for the link. But in general lines is when you want to create a public link to a Dropbox file.
Got it.
So here we have the request, and I'm going to, actually this is shared, so I'm going to duplicate this, and, oh no.
Keep going.
Yeah. Boom. Okay, so, okay, rename this to list shared links. Okay, now let's go to body, headers. Don't see it, but we're going to add it. And then just our Dropbox server. So, let's see. And then this should be, I think it was ID. And then we're going to go into an environment and grab our folder. Oh, wait. Let's see, hey Marcel, should we how do you grab the shared links? Is it from the file?
So do you want, it's by user. Do you want to grab one particular shared link or?
Yeah, I thought we could grab it by the file. So I want to.
Okay, no, the shared links are yes, they are by file, but they're also associated by user. So you can just, instead of listing all the shared links, you can go straight to the file metadata and get it.
What? Okay, so which
That would be files.
get file metadata here?
Yeah. Mhm.
Okay, let's try this then.
We don't have to read any documentation. We got Marcel here.
Right? And then folder ID. Let's go to headers. Oops. Review. Send. No.
Malformed.
Okay, I remember this. So this is why I think I kind of went a different way. I was trying something similar.
Okay, this is okay.
Folder ID.
It really depends on what kind of token you have. Like, so if you're looking at the way we basically have when you create an app, it can be linked to a user or to a team, right? When it's an app linked to a team, and then you have admin access, you can perform admin activities and all that, but you need to look into a specific user. You need to add a header there to select the user that you're going to access as, right? So let me see. So you just want to grab the share link, right?
Yeah, but we can't use OAuth because OAuth would require us to sign in somewhere. And if in monitors we're trying to make a serverless app.
Okay.
Yeah.
Wait, I thought I saw in the settings that you could do implicit flow or Pixie. We have that new thing that we released for Postman support for Pixie.
Yeah.
I mean, if we want to get into OAuth.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know.
No. There's ways to do this.
Let's take that offline.
Yeah.
Okay.
So, oh man. Here, hold on. I have a secret list of my own.
So when you list the folder, have you created the share link already?
No, so I actually want to do a branch. So what we'll do is we'll either list shared links. If there's no shared links returned, then what we can do is we create a shared link. So actually the way to do this, because one thing you guys have is a namespace where I can actually put in the shared ID, and that's what I want to grab. So what we'll have to do is go here. So there is this shared, where is it? This parent shared folder, but I want to make sure, yeah, okay, that's what it is. So this should be the compliance folder. So once again, we're going to change this. Here.
Okay, so what you can do then, if you just want to get a list of share links for that particular folder, you can use the path as the parameter.
Oh, what? The path?
Path, yeah, path, and then slash, yeah. The thing, yeah, there we go.
There we go. Okay, so I'm gonna leave these alone. And then actually, I do see a pattern here. We keep using the path. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go and store this as a variable. Ooh, I can set it as a variable.
That's brand new.
Yeah, I was about to say, this is folder. We'll just call it path. No, I won't do folder path. It's so ugly. Let's just call it folder. Environment. Oh no, I added way too many though. Okay, so now we have that. And let's add that to here. Folder. That's sick. Sweet. Okay, so now I can see we have no shared links. So, but just to set it up, I'm going to grab the response again. Oh. All over the place. Okay. It's these Mac keyboards. I'm gonna just blame it on that.
Jason,
typo.
And then now we have response links, and then we actually don't know what it's gonna look like yet.
See, this is why you should autocomplete.
Yeah. Yeah, you need Jason instead of Josen.
Oh God.
Oh, there you go.
If links link So here, this is just some setup. So, oh, it's not even PM. It's Postman. So Postman has this.
So I was going to ask you, what's the difference between PM and Postman there?
It's set next request.
Yep, got it.
Because I've seen scripts using. I saw your scripts before, and it usually use the Postman object, but some people use PM. What's the difference?
Postman's the deprecated one, so PM is the new one. I think the only method that you would ever use that's still on Postman is the one that Kyle's using now.
And then now, so what I'm kind of doing here is later on, when I actually have a proper response with a shared link, I'll be grabbing that into this array. And if there are links, then we will actually be skipping over the next request. And I don't have to write this else because it's automatically going to hit the next request, which is create shared links. But I'm putting it out here just to be very explicit. So now what we want to do is, what I'm saying here is that if there are no links, if there are no shared links, the next thing we need to do is create a shared link. So let me go back up to create. Where is it? Oh, is it in sharing? Cool.
Wait, is that, I'm terrible at if else. I get binary conditions mixed up. Shouldn't it be flipped?
No, if links.length has something in it, this is a unknown request. And we're going to basically, I guess, let me show you, let me just add this one here. So I have this create shared links. Oh no, I got to drag this down again. Okay. It's a journey, guys. It's a journey. Okay, there we go. Okay, so
And this is because Joyce made you make your screen bigger.
Well, I can't
Budget
see
fit.
that well. Oh, John's work alias says it will scroll if you let it.
Yeah, okay.
Oh, Bear
We'll try
Eating
that.
Bees wants to take a look at Pixie feature. Yeah, I'll find an article.
Yeah, let's do it.
I'll find an article and post it.
So here, like I said, this whole part right here is being very explicit. If as we never hit set next request, it automatically goes to the very next request in the collection. But what I want to do is I want to skip over creating a shared link if we already have shared links. Does that make sense?
Yeah,
But-
absolutely. Yeah, because
Set-
someone might have created
Set
it.
next request to set to null is terminates the monitor.
Yeah, I was just using that as a placeholder. But
Got it. I trust your ability to set the if else.
Well, we'll see what happens. So now I have this create shared link if links do not exist, such as the case is here. And let's go look at this one. So this one should work with just our token. I've done it before, but I've also been wrong. So I have the Dropbox token, I have the body, and then once again, it's the path. So I see this takes actually the path of the files.
Mhm.
So here we collected folder file IDs. Could we use a file ID here if I put ID, or is that no? It has to be a
You
path.
can, yeah, you can use ID as well. Yeah.
Oh. Wow, man, it's great to have you here. Let me know how to save so much time. Okay. So, actually I saved a file path this time. Marcel, what do you think is better? You think saving a folder ID or saving file paths? Or
It's either way. It's either way for this case. Yeah, either way. I think actually I prefer path at this point because it makes it more human readable.
Okay. Well, here we got. Okay, and that's actually what it is. So, path lower. No, and it has spaces in the name. But we'll try to do this. So now we're going to want to create a shared link. And if we're going to get, for now, since I know we have one, I'd probably leap over this later, but we're just trying to prove this works. Dropbox token, okay. Cross your fingers. ID.
Didn't like. Oh yeah, you need to change it to.
Oh
path.
yeah. Of course. And hey,
There we go.
Ooh.
now we
There
have
you go.
a link. So if I follow this link, and of course it put it in Postman, recopy. And of course I also got that one, the real number. And now I have a link to the actual file right here. So that's all a shared link is. It's just the links that in Dropbox.
Yeah.
So now we generated one here, and I'm sure if I go to list shared links, dun, 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 and let's see, it should list the ones in the folder. What? Uh-oh. It is not. So I did the path to the folder. Should I be doing the path? Oh, path. Let's see this one. Hey, okay.
Yeah.
There we go. Okay, so now what I can do is response links, and then we can do a bunch of them. So we want to know URL. So then this is going to be collecting a collection of links, and check here, and then again. So now we have links, and now we're going to have recursive links. So let's go and check out our environment. And yes, we have links here.
Mm-hmm.
Link.
Yeah, link.
A link. But soon, an array. So now we got the folder ID. We have a bunch of, we either grab the shared links or we create the shared link. And now I think what we need to do is grab the folder's collaborators. So, actually, once again, let's...
Yeah, so remember in the beginning, when Kyle shared the folder, he shared it with me and Joyce. So what he's doing now is assuming that the collaborators, people that have the folder, are the ones that are going to need to sign the document. So that's why he needs to grab the emails.
And now that I have this name here, oh no, there we go. I can go back to list shared link, and instead of being null, there we go. So now this is a little bit more explicit. If I have links, then don't mind creating a shared link. We're going to skip to the list folder members. If I don't, then we're going to just create a shared link. So, and I could also get rid of this. This is not needed because it is a macro like that. So cool.
But after create shared link runs?
After create shared link runs, it'll go straight to list folder members.
Okay.
Yep. So either way, and actually the other thing we need to do here is...
Yes, yeah, and for those who haven't used the Postman monitors or collection runner yet, so you can point to a folder in Postman, and then it will, if you don't, you can actually define the order. If you don't invoke the set next request, you can define which order they're going to run with, or if you don't define the order, it will run sequentially the order that they are in the folder.
John's work alias has a good overview question. Is the larger goal to get a list of docs and then make links for all the docs if they don't exist?
Yes, essentially. So we're going to want all the shared links for that doc, or for the docs in the folder, and then we're going to loop on those links. Does that make sense, or does that answer the question?
But
yeah, so imagine like in the use case, like you're onboarding a new employee and they need to sign a number of documents, right? And so what Kyle is writing is a routine to go through a folder and basically loop through that and see if there are links for every one of them. And then later we're going to send these files for signatures using HelloSign. But yeah,
do you have an array to loop on though?
Yeah, we're going to be building that. Yeah. Right now, I'm trying to do the simple workflow. So
the
like,
one.
Instance,
okay.
For instance, here we list the folder contents, and now I see where we need the shared folder ID. So I'm going to actually add that shared ID. I'm going to do response. And where are you, parent? Shared.
And the question is yes, and I think you're getting ready to cycle in this collection to cover all the files. Yes.
Yep. And then, so I'm popping this out so I can go. You're going to want to use console logs quite a bit because in Postman monitors,
You are typing in the tiniest little area.
I know. Hold on. So then what I'm doing here is I'm just grabbing the parent shared folder ID. I'm popping off the first one because they should all be the same. And I'm going to store this again as an environment variable so I can use it to get collaborators. Hopefully. Usually I would probably use a whiteboard to draw out this monster of a thing. Definitely when you're using like recursive, trying to make a recursive workflow, but it should be fine, hopefully. Smash and break things. Okay, cool. So now we have that. And let's see what I named it. I named it shared IDs, actually. It's terrible. I should have named it shared ID. Change that. There. And get the share ID. Let's see if we can list folder members using it. No. Oh, wait. Ah.
Yeah, you're missing the.
Yeah.
Okay.
And
You could have set it at the collection level.
Yeah, that's what I was gonna say. That's what we did in the workflows collection that we showed earlier today. We just set it at collection level, and then every request just reads from that.
like this?
Yeah.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, collection level is probably a better place to put that. Let's see. List folder members. Now I have all the folder members. So me, Marcel, and Joyce. Yay!
Yay.
So users.
Great.
Let's go create a quick way to grab that. A lot of grabbing. This top phrase this top line will get burned into your head as you create workflows. As you guys can tell, I love the not function. And users x.email. I'm going to do something interesting here because I actually want your guys' display name so it can be a little bit more fancier than the hello sign.
Right.
You have to add user again.
Where?
X.user.email.
Do I?
Yeah, user is the object. So yeah, user.email, right? Unless
I'm taking users and I'm mapping over each one. I'm calling that each one X, or instead of using X, I guess I could do it.
Oh, okay.
And then if I go here, we shall see. There we go. Oh no! Yep.
So the tip is to use a loop in a list of items, and then exactly. So
let's see.
And then in the test tab, you can process all responses.
Oh, I see.
Basic calls. All right. So okay. Use a loop. Let me just read that again. Use a loop on a list of items. Okay. And then use pm.sendRequest to call to do a bunch of async calls from one main call and save results. And then on the test tab, you can process all the responses.
So the difference there is just using postman.setNextRequest to hop to a different request loop, hop to a different request loop. And then John's work alias is suggesting using PM. Note it's not Postman, it's pm.sendRequest to send an asynchronous call, almost like not to date myself, but kind of like an AJAX call.
Yeah. I like being very explicit with these. That way in the monitors, we can debug it. So we can be like, oh, hey, this one failed. When you use send request, you don't get that output. The only output you'd be able to do is console log. So
actually, async calls now display slightly differently in the console. Yeah, it's new. It's new too. So you could see it, but I mean, I like to do things at the lowest level possible.
Yeah. right here, I'm just grabbing
I'm
it.
going to try it out because I did not know that.
You want to try what?
No, I'm going to try it later. The approach that John
Do it, Kyle. Do it now.
Yeah.
Okay, so now I have all the users. I have the shared links. And I think the next part is to actually send a HelloSign signature request. So we have this one. Oh, and HelloSign. Oh no.
Is anyone in the audience that has used HelloSign? I know Dropbox, pretty much everyone has used it in the past, but do you have any HelloSign users or people familiar with it?
I've never used HelloSign in the world of contracts. I'm currently going through a bunch of vendor negotiations, and we are emailing.
Oh.
We are emailing back and forth, and it's so painful.
Yeah. Tell me about it. Yeah. Yeah. Last year we sponsored an event, and it was like that, back and forth. The contract. Oh my gosh.
Yeah. Titan is wondering if we're emailing and faxing. Yes, I actually have a mimeograph machine in my kitchen, and I'm like rolling it through. I'm mailing it.
Is that the one that smells like alcohol? Is that?
I don't actually know what a mimeograph is. I've seen them on like Tom and Jerry.
Okay.
Okay, sorry. I had to look up how to authenticate with HelloSign. So it says to just put your API key right here. Interesting. Okay, let's do it.
Wait, in the path?
Yeah.
So this is what I was talking about in the beginning. See how different the approach is. Of course, APIs are APIs, but every company, every group designs it a little bit different, right? As you probably noticed in Postman in Dropbox, all the parameters are in the body of the post request, and there are a few headers you use, but mostly the parameters are in the body. And pretty much all the endpoints need a post request. Their post not get. Other APIs use a variation of post get depending on what you want to do. Right? Yeah.
So one thing I noticed was interesting about like this HelloSign is they like to use form data to pass it to their API rather than like a lot of people using raw or JSON, but still very workable here. So here I have to flip test mode to 1 since I don't have a HelloSign paid account. And then I also, using the file URL here, we're going to want to make this one of the shared links. So actually, shared link. It doesn't exist yet. We're going to make it. And then we're going to want to use username. Once again, does not exist yet. We will make it. And then user is email. The API lets you either do a file where you can select and download for your computer, but this is what I love about like serverless stuff, and this is what I also like about like the save URL endpoint in Dropbox. And the reason why it's my favorite one is because I could use Dropbox as an intermediary for file storage, and anything that lets me have a URL that I can just point to somewhere on the web and send that rather than downloading to my machine. I mean, it's going to cut costs anywhere. That's a beauty. So, yeah.
Oh, we're helping somebody. Michael Dennis is chiming in from YouTube. Thanks for doing this. This informative session is awesome. I have been working on a payment gateway, and this will help automate the KYC process.
Interesting.
I use
Very cool.
automate a lot of stuff, posting to Twitter, stuff like that. If you could run on a time schedule, yeah, I probably have a Postman collection.
Hey, I have a question. I'm not a post request expert, but is it secure to send your token in the URL? I mean, I'm sure it is because like the whole point of HelloSign is to be like super secure, but like normally you see it in like a
header or
like a authorization header, even though that's not like super safe either.
Yeah.
But
so yeah, it's like I'm not a security expert either, but I think it's equivalent. Like if you send it on a header or in the URL, I think it's the same, right?
Oh no, I got rid of something, guys. Hold on.
Uh-oh.
Deleting everything. Oh no, don't.
Cancel.
Update everything, actually. Hold on. So I want to go through this kind of again just to make sure. I like just even if we just copying and pasting stuff. Okay, I don't need any of that. So this is kind of what we have. This is our structure here. So signed, I got the shared folder ID. I got an array of file paths. Right now it's just one. I'm going to check here if there's shared links. There is. If there wasn't, we go ahead and create the shared link, but there is, so we're going to go skip. We're going to skip over list shared link. Yep, we're going to go straight to list folder members. Then we're going to get the folder members, which we do. Then we're going to go to send signature request. So this is what our environment should look like. It should have a list of file paths. Right now it's just one. We should have a list of links. Right now just one. And we should have, where is our users? Did I never save them? Aha, see, this is why we step through things. I never saved them. Okay, so.
Hello, Jaco Donaldo.
And here we go. Now we have them saved. So let's check. And our environment is looking a lot like how we want. Cool.
Kyle is doing all the work and Marcel is just yammering out in the chat.
I am, yeah. I'm just a color commentary here. You know, I'm Tony Romo, just calling the place.
Sports.
So we're gonna go, and now I think you guys just been seeing me like set everything in scripts. Now getting stuff is basically the same way, just with get and then give the name. So what I'm going to do here is, there's probably other places I can store this. So Joyce, Marcel, do you think of anything better than the environment? For now, I'm just flooding the environment. So I'm going to get the user, and this is how we're going to kind of start looping and terminating the loop. So I get users.pop.
Yeah, and Marcel, you were talking about this a little bit earlier, all the different scopes you can pick from. And Kyle, you're using environment, and I like environment variables because you can see it very easily in the eyeball, especially while you're in development. But later on, when you actually set it on a monitor and then have like Postman Cloud run it, some people will use local variables that are ephemeral, so you don't have to tear them down later. But environment variables, you can especially like inspect it like you're inspecting now in the eyeball, and I like that.
Mm-hmm.
That's a good way to put it. That's exactly kind of why I like the environment.
I used a big word.
Sending signature to. I don't know how to phrase this. Sending something, requesting signature. Okay, I'm using like a temporary literal.
Oh, this ES6.
I love it. Anyway, so here I pop off the first user, and I'm getting username, and actually, okay. Let's see if that works. Actually, it's been a minute. No, okay, that worked. And then the signature didn't send because I didn't set the stuff yet. So what we're gonna do is once again set this. We're gonna have username. Okay, I'll explain this in a minute. Bear with me. Let's make sure. Ooh, I also have. Let's make sure this is what I did. Username, user email.
I think we have some chatter in the chat. I actually don't speak Spanish. Marcel, you might speak Spanish, some Spanish.
I do, yeah, I do.
We are in English right now.
Yeah, if you have any questions in Spanish, just put it in the chat, and we'll try to answer it in English, and then maybe get back to you in the chat in Spanish as well.
Okay, so now
we can figure it out. And I know Titan 1982 also speaks Spanish.
So
well, let's just switch over to a different language.
Right.
Kyle, hit it.
Oh God. So let's see.
So that funny story when I created an account for Kyle in that brand new Dropbox team, the default language of the team was Spanish, And then he got all these messages in Spanish, like, "Hey, welcome to the team," you know. And he was like, "Where do I click?"
Yeah, I'm not a Spanish speaker, so I was lost.
But yeah, you figured it out.
So I'm sorry, I had to sit here and draw it out for a little bit. Maybe this is not. There's no way to share a piece of paper, but
hold it up to the camera. I've done that before.
Why
Let me
not?
make this neater before everyone.
No. This is a live stream,
it's
Kyle.
live. Yeah.
You guys will have to bear with me as I write this live. Then hold on.
Yeah, I feel like there should be an electronic way to whiteboard on this platform, but there is not. So
we all need like those Wacom tablets.
So are all these are all the requests in this collection named appropriately? Oh, Michael Dennis says username and user email are switched.
Ah.
Oh yeah, because it says requested signature Joyce at Joyce.
Oh, eagle eye, Michael Dennis.
Okay, and maybe. Oh no, we still need to share. Like so. Hold on, just almost there. Send, sign request. And then from there, it's either end.
Yeah, and when you're designing like workflows like that with Postman, usually it starts with a whiteboard. Like it starts with the flow of how you want to make these calls, and then sequence them.
I did this way more complicated earlier, but now I kind of have a better idea of how to get shared links with Dropbox.
This is the most high-tech stream.
Okay, is that too far or close?
Hold it, sir. Get folder ID, list shared links, and it might terminate. Yeah,
so there you might want, if there's no more shared links, you want to terminate. I mean, I have to kind of rethink this a bit because this is very different from...
So if I'm looking at it side by side with oh my gosh, actually I forgot, for the stream, this is like the tiniest box ever.
Yeah.
So it looks like in the collection, the first request runs, kicks off. The second request runs and kicks off. If there's nothing to loop over, it'll terminate. And then otherwise it will continue along, or actually it'll skip that one.
Yeah, I should have made that.
And then loop back and continue recursing until the array is empty, potentially.
So the important thing here to realize is that, and we haven't actually really gone over it too much, is that we have a file paths array here. So that is the first kind of queue that we have. We're going to loop over file paths, get the shared links, and there is not a shared link for that file path. We're going to create a shared link. We're going to get the folder members, and then we're going to send the signature request. And the signature request is actually going to loop on the folder members. When the folder members are all been sent, it's going to go back up, grab the next file path's shared links, and then go through that loop again. So there's actually two loops here. The main loop, though, is on file paths, and the sub loop is on users. This is why we go back and grab the users each time. Now, there's definitely ways to make this more.
Yeah, what we were discussing internally here when I was learning HelloSign API is that there's you can definitely send one document for multiple signers, right? Using one call. However, you need to fill out those form data, the fields, with the information for the signers, right? Signer 1, signer 0, signer 1, signer 2, signer 3, you can keep going, right? You can send to multiple. The problem is when you're using Postman and you're dynamically adding those users, you don't have access to the form data through the scripting engine that Kyle is using. So that's why he needs to do that other loop and do separate signature requests in this case.
If your folder members are static and you can just want to add them in, then that's fine. But because I'm trying to create a automated bot to where someone in HR could just drop the folders, like say hiring, for instance, just drop in the hiring documents and then just add and remove people new to the company. They shouldn't have to go in and edit the Postman collection. All they have to do is just simply mess with Dropbox, essentially. And so that's the point of constantly grabbing these folder members. I mean, we could move this to the top, have this array, and then move that into another environment. Mm-hmm. For now, it's just easy to kind of think of it visually.
So John's work alias is asking, what do you see if you switch to raw? Right now we're on form data. What do you see if you switch to raw?
So what this body is, it's like, okay, so if I can have raw like a JSON payload for the API. But that's HelloSign doesn't take in raw JSON payloads. They only take in form data. Postman, I don't know if Postman would convert this into that, but we can also look at this as a bulk edit, and that's just kind of what it looks like. If you want to see what this payload looks like as form data, Postman does have its Postman echo.
Yeah, John's work alias was potentially suggesting programming the form data in raw, but I know that the Postman sandbox allows you, or the sandbox functions allow you to programmatically set headers or like programmatically update a body or something. I actually don't use form data that often either, Kyle. So like, I don't know what is native, but we'd have to read documentation and we haven't done it yet. So why start now?
Well, that sounds interesting. I mean, that's definitely, if we could do anything like that, that'd make this a lot easier without another loop.
But I also like the way you have it because it's very explicit. And then for debugging, at least, it's good.
Yeah.
So, but if you have a link to where I can read anything about that, sending form data raw, I can look that up. That'd be amazing. That would actually be great.
Yeah.
And now this is where I have to kind of rethink something. So get list shared links actually should be pulling from the file path. So what we want to do here actually is file path.
Grab that one, yeah.
So I'm going to be adding checks, but let me grab and pop out a file path here.
Yeah.
And there's a big reason why I'm popping out first, because even if you wrote Postman set next request in the pre-request script, it's still going to complete this request and then change the direction. It doesn't just change it the minute you call that function. You
can't just change it at the entrance. Yeah.
So we won't be able to test or check against this file path until this whole thing's kind of already ran. So we're going to want to pop it right when we get file paths. Mm-hmm. So, I'm going to add checks, but once again, since we know what's there, we're just going to do this. Let's see. So now I have the file path. And let's see. If we've run this pop, this should actually make file paths empty. But we do have a file path.
Yeah.
Okay. So then if I do,
what you're gonna need is the link, right, to send it over to HelloSign.
Mm-hmm. And then so now this is the section of code where we check if there is there's a link. We then create if not and grab computers. Okay, but we also need to check if there's file paths. So now we know file path is empty here, but we're going to want to find a way to do a check here to end, and we don't have to do it here, but this is just a way to kind of write it down right now. We could do it in send signature request. We can check if, hey, is there any more file paths? Then we terminate all of this. We've done our job. So let's go back to, that's too hard. So you're going to want to pop off this link, because I actually don't think, so since we're going over each file should actually have one link. So,
yeah. Let's just assume that for now.
You could have multiple shared links, right?
Yeah, you can.
Okay, so let's just pop off the first one and just assume there's one. Assuming it's usually bad, but we're going to do it. So link, we're going to do, I don't need to check length, I just need to check their existence. see. Oh no, I did something wrong. Link is not defined. Of course. Boom. Now we have the link. The other thing we need to do is for HelloSign to work, that URL that we're sending needs to be downloadable. If we check back in the console, when you create a shared link, you'll notice this parameter, DL equals 0. I just learned from Marcel that DL obviously means download, and this actually needs to be set to 1. Marcel, do you know how to create a shared link that's downloadable in the API?
Oh, so all of them are downloadable. Like every time you create a shared link, unless you set it as not downloadable, right? The create links with settings. So the default one is downloadable. The thing is that the link it generates with DL equals 0, it's basically a link to the preview page in Dropbox. That's why it says DL equals 0. It's not that it's not downloadable. It's that it will show the preview first. Then if you like it, just click the download button and you download it for your computer. Now, if you use DL equals 1, then it goes straight to the download. Basically, the browser makes a request directly to the file stream and downloads it. So there's no preview page in between.
Okay. Doing something pretty sloppy here. But basically, I'm going to split this link here, get that, and then I'm just going to manually... I hope that doesn't look too crazy.
No, yeah. So you're basically just changing the last character there to say 1 instead of 0.
Yep, and because JavaScript strings are immutable, unless I'm very wrong, but... you can't just change it, so I have to do something like that. Create a new string.
Right, yeah.
Like that, okay. It's been a while since I've written JavaScript, so I'll make sure. Yes!
Yeah,
and we have 1! Okay, cool. So now I have this link, and you have to create one. We'll have to do that and create shared link as well. We have the folder members. We have the send signature request. And now, let me actually change this to downloadable. But, oh, you know what? I forgot. I actually just called it link. Let's just keep it downloadable.
Oh, okay.
More sense.
Yeah.
Boom. Get rid of the console. Okay, so now we have downloadable. And the username and user email exist. And I forgot to check, did this actually go? Oh, response is small, that's why. Cannot request. What?
Port.
That's a new one.
Complaining about a port? Are we using... Oh, because of the...
Oh.
Well, that's a good question.
Let's see.
Oh.
Let's see, that's the way it's set. Oh, you know what? Actually, this is what I kind of did last time. You see this username? I noticed it uses a username for the token here.
Right.
So we could just go like this. And this actually is...
Yeah, this is cleaner, I guess.
Yeah, and it actually stays there
Right.
on the monitor, so this should work. Oh, let's see. It's taking a while. Usually that's
faster. Right,
so it's sender signature, so I'm going to say, check your emails, Joyce, Marcel.
Yeah, let me see.
Let's see.
It takes a minute. Takes a second. But
I got something. Signature requested.
What's wrong with mine? Do you want to share your screen and show it real quick? Because it has to shut up for me.
Maybe.
Let me put this game of solitaire away. Hold on.
Okay.
Just kidding. I actually don't know. Like, oh, okay, let me try.
You don't know how to play solitaire?
No. I don't know. I have some stuff on here. Do you want me to sign it here?
Oops. Am I still sharing?
Yeah. No. Don't unshare.
Okay.
Let me just go ahead and sign it. I can't share my screen right now, but
that's okay. Mine hasn't shown up yet. Marcel, did you get?
No, I didn't. Did you do the loop correctly?
Oh, that's right. It didn't loop. It got Joyce.
All right.
Oh no, people are gonna see my signature.
Yeah.
Okay, so I mean, we can go to HelloSign and check
Okay,
out.
I just submitted my thing. Can you see it?
Yeah, we can go to HelloSign.
Yeah.
And let's click on completed. Let's see here. No, this was me. Something else.
Out for signature.
Let's see. Oh yeah, out for signature.
I've completed.
Oh, something's coming in. Oh,
Yeah.
Joyce, it's sending.
So-
right
Oh, it's
now.
sending. Interesting.
Yep. So there we go. So we know we can send a file to you, and then we're gonna have to loop over this again. So this is actually where we go into the last part. And let's do users pm.environment.get users, and we're gonna check if users dot length.
And what Joyce did was, people are probably familiar with electronic signatures, right? There's a PDF with a little box on it, and she clicked on it and either chose a custom signature or just chose one of the default ones. But then it is electronically signed and then returned to HelloSign for whoever.
I must have
requested it.
used HelloSign before because I had a signature prepared, I guess.
Oh, mhm,
And
yeah.
it was really easy. And I'm like the worst person to do UX testing. And all I had to do was open my email and then click through.
Oh, cool.
Postman dot send request, and then this is going to go to list shared links. If there's more files, else we're going to do Postman.
You have an extra space in there. I don't know if it's space sensitive,
Oh,
but
believe
probably
it is,
'cause it's,
yeah,
yeah.
it definitely
There's
is.
a string.
And then we're going to, actually, this is null then, and we want to end. So let me expand this. So what we're doing is we're grabbing the users, and remember in the pre-request, we popped off the top of that array. And if there is users, then we're actually going to go back and send the next signature request.
Mm-hmm.
If we're also going to check if there's any more file paths. So if there's more files, which there isn't in this case, it's going to go back and get the list shared links, where it's actually going to pop off the next file. So, and environment.get file paths, and then you're going to want to set that to the environment again. File paths up top. So
Mm-hmm. Okay.
this pops off there, and yeah, maybe we might not even have to check it here, but we'll find out in a second. So if there's any more file paths, we go back and get the list shared links for the next file path, and then we go and loop over the folder members again until everyone's got a request. So this is for if you have multiple files in that folder.
Ugh.
That's
It's like an exercise in recursion.
Oh, I know, and I'm terrible at it. So I just keep going until it breaks.
Same.
So, does anybody need any more clarity or anything before we try? And
Let's see if it works. Unless there's an eagle eye that sees any kind of error that we should consider.
yeah. So what I do for testing monitors, I actually don't run a monitor. What I do is I go to Postman collection runner, which will kind of give me a button and it will run this whole workflow. So it's the best way to kind of mock a collection by hand.
Yeah. So John's work alias is pointing out that set next request is hard to test interactively because I think, Marcel, you said it, it sets the next request. It doesn't run the next request. So if you hit that blue send button, you're like, what happened? How come the next request isn't running? Because this view is just a single client send request. You actually have to go to John's work alias is suggesting collection runner, or Kyle, you're saying monitor.
No. I'm saying I use collection runner to debug my monitor collections. So that's what we're going to do here. We're using collection runner to test this out before we make a monitor of it. And it's probably going to break. So
Why is it?
oh, I don't know.
Nothing works the first
Nothing
time.
works.
Yeah. Nothing works the first time. So let's go. Let's see. And boom, right there. Let's share the links. Let's go to
Add
Postman.
request.
So something showed up as empty. So let's go this way. Which one was this? It did list shared links. No, because it tried to take JSON and it took this error thing. Oh, actually, no, that's the wrong one. Sorry, guys.
Yeah, this is
I'm going
the one
crazy here.
yeah.
List shared links. So if I hit this, boom, something went wrong.
Yeah, because the null is...
Yep. So there is no file paths. So we popped that off. We got folder ID, so let's just step through this using the console. Empty. List the folder. We have this. Let's check what our environment looks like. We have.
Oh, did you have the environment set in the runner?
Yeah, I did.
Okay.
So we can go back to collection
Environment compliance spot. Okay.
Yeah. So what happened was still trying to figure it out, but I know it tried to take a response that looks like error and API declaration.
Unexpected token is always JSON parse, JSON stringify.
Exactly. So we have file paths. I saw an E in there, so I'm assuming it's empty or something. So file paths is empty. Let's go down over here. We try to get the file path and we try to pop it. Is that what causes this error? Yeah, it's probably what it does. But actually populates this. Where is it? It populates. What? Does it? Yep, file path was null because it doesn't exist. So now we gotta figure out, oh, because I popped it over here. So the question is, do we want to pop it? Yeah, we want to pop it. I don't really like to do too much stuff in pre-request script because you know it's always going to run. You can't do logic in there. So maybe that's what we just need to get rid of. And then here I could actually, I was being lazy, but we probably should. File path dot length. Then we want to move all this stuff. Else. Should just end the collection because nothing exists. Alright, does that make sense? Yeah.
I think so.
Okay, cool. Let's get rid of that. Let's go back.
Oh.
Yep.
Oh. It's checking.
Should send up 3. Oh! Oh, wait, why is it going? No, it's okay. We already know 4 is way too much.
Recurse.
Yep. But at least it sent something, and I mean, you know, you have to really get something signed.
Right.
So, why did it keep going?
See if I got it now.
Oh, I got one.
Let's see. Ooh. I actually get told if you viewed it. I didn't even know that.
I don't like that.
I love that.
Yeah. Yeah. Big brother.
I was left out. Okay, let's see. That's summary. Oh, what happened? Did you not display the console logs anymore? No.
Question from John's work alias. Is that new functionality where runner can get the new changed code without reloading the specific folder in runner?
I actually tried that out last night, and it seemed that it did work for me. So, yeah, I am going to say
I guess
yes.
New?
Is it?
It's not new, I don't think.
I mean, not too recently. The last time I had that problem when I was trying to create a bot was I'd have to close out runner.
Oh, interesting.
So maybe not brand new, but...
Okay, so I have a process question. I also have to go to the bathroom. We're nearing the end of our time together. What can we get done in like the shortest period of time possible?
Well, right now I'm noticing it actually isn't updating new users.
Yeah, it's using the same user, but this is an easy loop thing you can fix. I wanted to maybe wrap it up with you showing how to turn this into a monitor.
Oh, yeah.
I think that's
and that part isn't too bad. Just go here, just like you're doing a collection runner or sharing. You see monitor here, monitor lets you run a collection.
Right.
Click create monitor. Give that a name, excuse me. And then you can say weekly, hourly, minutes. So if you want to say, hey, you know what, every Friday I want to remind, maybe not Friday, maybe
Friday,
Mondays.
midnight.
Send the document.
Very HR. Every day at 8, I want to remind everybody, hey, you need to sign this stuff. We're going to just select the region, and hello, right there.
So these guys run on a Postman server somewhere, right?
Yeah.
Yep.
So it has to be like your monitor has to be able to be hit by Postman server. That's a good point, Marcel. So if it's like a private area that no one else can get in, like you need to whitelist that traffic coming from Postman.
Okay.
So there, and then you can always come here to check on the health of your bot. It actually shows you your collection, and then you go back. You can oh no, it's like really showing my collection now. What is going on? Okay, my environment.
Oh.
And so, yep. Now this should run every we say Monday at 8.
Monday at 8.
If you want to be, you're like, I need these signed now. You can.
Oh, show the console for the monitors, because a lot of folks see how click that first one that's red because you got the errors, and then that's that looks like the collection runner output. But tab over to console log.
There we go.
Yeah, oh god, gross. But at least you can debug.
Yeah, this is why I like actually leaving my console logs in and having a bunch of them.
Yeah. You commented your code very nicely, Kyle. Are you going to share that template with folks publicly? Are you going to publish it?
Yeah, I'll publish this as a template.
Maybe take my email out of there before you publish it publicly.
Oh, don't you want to see what everybody has to sign?
As long as you don't publish the logs, that's fine, right?
Yeah.
No, I'll send a finished version. I'll finish this up and have a running version that actually works. And then if people want to let me know how bad my JavaScript is, feel free to let me know, and I'll update the collection scripts.
I love watching other people code. I always learn something new. And one of my colleagues suggested, you called it HelloSign Compliance Bot, which is a very apt title, but she suggested follow up not bot. Yeah.
Follow up.
Yeah, right?
Yeah.
I love it. There we go. Now we have a better name. Woo.
All right. So we typically like to close out by dropping any relevant links. Marcel, you work at Dropbox, which is kind of the same as HelloSign now. Are there certain links that you want to share with everyone? Kyle,
yeah, absolutely.
You want to share a link to your favorite endpoint?
Yeah, let's do that.
Yeah, do that.
Now, if you're really trying to create serverless bots, which I'm a fanatic about, definitely using Postman, is this save URL is just like a lifesaver.
Michael Dennis, thanks for stopping by. That was, I feel like it took a village this time. And I mean, Kyle, you did fantastic. And Marcel, you know the endpoints for both Dropbox and HelloSign quite well. We're highlighting some of the links that Marcel is dropping here.
So there's 3 links there. One is the landing page for everyone that wants to build with Dropbox. It's dropbox.com/developers. That's where Kyle went to create his app. And there's also links to the documentation, the guides that we publish. That's what my team is responsible for. And then Dropbox.tech, it's awesome. It's not only about development, but also everything tech about Dropbox, like how for example, the disk drives that we use, and there's all these really important decisions that were made whenever they rebuild parts of the Dropbox infrastructure. It's amazing how we share that with the public. And the third one is a personal shameless plug. I'm going to be doing a webinar on the 28th, teaching people how to get started with building with Dropbox. It's called Build with Dropbox. And there's a link there to splash that, the registration page. If you want to join us, it will be